You do create your own reality. Chapter 3 of the fabulous book by Abraham Hicks, Ask and It Is Given. Not so very long ago, our friends Jerry and Hester were introduced to this phrase: you are the creator of your own reality. They had discovered the Seth books by Jane Roberts. For them, it was both an exciting prospect and a troubling one. For, like so many of our physical friends, they did desire creative control of their own experience, but they were plagued by some basic question: is it really all right for us to choose the reality that we create? And is it appropriate for us to do so? How do we go about doing it? The basis of your life is absolute freedom. You were born with an innate knowledge that you do create your own reality. And in fact, that knowledge is so basic within you that when someone attempts to thwart your own creation, you feel an immediate discord within yourself. You were born knowing that you are the creator of your own reality. And although that desire to do so pulses within you in a powerful way, when you begin to integrate into your society, you begin to accept much of the same picture that others held of the way your life should unfold. But still, within you today lives the knowledge that you are the creator of your own life experience, that absolute freedom exists as the basis of your true experience, and that ultimately the creation of your life experience is absolutely and only up to you. You have never enjoyed someone else telling you what to do. You have never enjoyed being dissuaded from your own powerful impulses. But over time, with enough pressure from those who surrounded you, who seemed convinced that their practice ways was more valid than your way and therefore ultimately better, you gradually begin to release your determination to guide your own life. You often found it easier just to adapt to the ideas of what was best for you rather than trying to figure it out for yourself. But in all this adapting to your society's attempts to make you fit in, and in your own attempt to find less trouble, you have unwittingly relinquished your most basic foundation, your total and absolute freedom to create. You have not given up this freedom easily, however, and in fact, you can never truly release it, for it exists as the most basic tenet of your very being. Still, in your attempt to release it for the sake of getting along, or in your hopeless resignation that you have no other choice than to give up your powerful right to choose, you have gone crossways to your natural current and contrary to your very soul. No one else can create in your experience. This book is about your realignment with source energy. It is about your reawakening to the clarity, goodness, and power that is really who you are. It is written to assist you in consciously returning to the knowledge that you are free and you always have been free, and that you'll always be free to make your own choices. There is no satisfaction in allowing someone else to attempt to create your reality. In fact, it is not possible for anyone else to create your reality. Once you have realigned with external sources and universal laws, and with that which is truly the source of that which you are, then joyous creation beyond physical descriptions awaits you. For you are the creator of your own experience, and there's such satisfaction in intentionally guiding your own life. You are eternal beings in physical form. You are eternal beings who have chosen to participate in this specific physical life experience for so many wonderful reasons. And this time space reality on planet Earth serves as a platform in which you are able to focus your perspective for the purpose of specific creation. You are eternal consciousness, currently in this wonderful physical body for the thrill and exhilaration of specific focus and creation. The physical being that you define as you stand on the leading edge of thought, while consciousness, which is really your source, pours through you. And in those moments of inexpressible elation, those are the times when you are wide open and truly allowing your source to express through you. Sometimes you are fully allowing the true nature of your being to flow through you, and sometimes you do not follow it to flow. This book is written to help you understand that you have the ability to always allow your true nature to pour through you, and that as you learn to consciously allow your full connection with the you that is your source, your experience will be one of absolute joy. By consciously choosing the direction of your thoughts, you can be in constant connection with source energy, with God, with joy, and with all that you consider to be good. Absolute well being is the basis of your universe. Well being is the basis of this universe. Well being is the basis of all that is. It flows to you and through you. You have only to allow it. Like the air you breathe, you have only to open, relax, and draw it upon your being. This book is about consciously allowing a natural connection to the stream of well being. It is about remembering who you really are so that you can get on with the creation of a life experience in the way that you intended before you came forth into this physical body and into this magnificent leading edge experience where you fully intended to express your freedom in endless, joyous, co creative ways. Can you understand how much well being is flowing to you? Do you understand how much orchestration of circumstances and events on your behalf is available to you? Do you understand how adored you are? Do you understand how the creation of this planet, the creation of this universe fits together for the perfection of your experience? Do you understand how beloved you are and how blessed you are, how adored you are, and what integral part of this creative process you are? We want you to we want you to begin to understand the blessed nature of your being and want you to begin to look for the evidence of it because we are showing it to you in every moment that you allow yourself to see. In the longing of lovers, money, fulfilling experience, and beautiful things for you to see. In the lining up of circumstances and events, and in the lineup of amazing co-creative experiences where you are rendezvousing with one another for no other reasons than for the fantastic, important reason of fulfilling, satisfying, and pleasing yourself and giving yourself joy in the moment. Your motion forward is inevitable. It must be. You cannot hope but move forward. But you're not here on a quest to move forward. You are here to experience outrageous joy. That is why you are here. End of the excerpt. I'm sorry, guys. I just made a small mistake when I was reading. Sometimes it happens because it's not that easy to read so much for so long, and I've been doing this for a few hours already. But anyway, I digress. Abraham Hicks. She's when it comes to the law of attraction, I think a lot of us have first started her hearing about her. I when I began hearing about the law of attraction, I think I heard it from, I mean, specifically from Tony Robbins, Anthony Robbins, and Abraham Hicks. But for the life of me, ever since I've been listening to Abraham Hicks, and I've been listening to her for many years, I always, every time I'm about to listen to Abraham Hicks, I'm always getting ready for it because I would say that Abraham Hicks, even though I think a lot of what she said is amazing and is very inspiring, but I think is much more, the way she delivers it is much more complicated than than it actually is. And it's not. I'm not trying to criticize her teaching. But for me, who is a big fan of Neville Goddard and even more specifically Joseph Murphy, I think they make it much more practical. When it comes to Abraham Hicks, we tend to 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 believe. I know I did, and I read a lot of forums and Facebook posts and etc. and comments on this subject that a lot of people actually kind of, because of Abraham Hicks and this kind of teaching, that you tend to believe that you have to always be happy. And to be fair, that's not exactly what she's saying. Actually, that's not really what she's saying at all. She's kind of like talking more about creation and putting yourself in the right vibration. With, if for those of you who have read David Hawkins, and if you haven't read about, I strongly encourage you guys to read about David Hawkins and especially the vibrational chart. I made a few videos on David Hawkins and how to let go and how to raise your vibration, so you can check those out too. She tends to talk a lot about vibration because it is true that you create much more easily if you're in the right vibration. And she also doesn't necessarily believe that you need to how should I put it, know exactly what you want and stuff like this. But by virtue of being aware of your negative thoughts and letting go of them and being at ease with life and going with the flow of life, with the current, as she puts it, and to be in the vortex. And that's why she's a big fan of meditation, because the meditation leads you to being in the vortex, which is a state of clarity and peace and emptiness, which helps to manifest, obviously, and raise your vibration, which is what she always talks about. And therefore, by raising your vibration, everything becomes effortless, and you don't even necessarily need to intend for anything. Because for those of you who have read the fabulous book The Surrender Experiment by uh, Michael A. Singer, you know what I'm talking about. It's about letting going with the flow of life, and listening to this voice that is leading you, instead of this or instead of going deeper in the mental chatter, just literally listening to this small intuition and going with it, and that's what um she talks about a lot. And to be honest, to be completely honest, I'm a much bigger fan of Neville Goddard and Joseph Murphy, and even Earl Nightingale and Napoleon Hill and all those guys, because I find it much, much more practical, and much more, there's a clear path to where you want to go from where you are now. For me, it's much more clear, and it's much easier to follow a blueprint from those guys instead of Abraham Hicks. But for a lot of you, you might prefer Abraham Hicks, and to each their own. And that's why I wanted to read excerpt from one of her books, and especially her most famous books, Ask and It Is Given, because I find it very important to understand that, as for me, as a teacher, as a coach, whatever you want to label me as, it's important to understand that to each their own, and what will work better for me will not necessarily work better for other people. And I think for a lot of people, I mean, she's very, even now she's super popular, and I think it's, everybody has to follow their own way. And even though I'm more practical, I would say, I think I'm more practical, therefore I like more of Joseph Murphy and Neville Goddard, for example. A lot of people might be more into the vibration and stuff like this, and it is it is a worthwhile part. But for me, I just chose those guys. Abraham Hicks is more about the flow, the current, the vortex, the source, and surrendering to it and being happy, etc. And for some people, it is the way to go, and more power to you. I think Abraham Hicks' teaching is a bit more advanced. That's why I prefer the more basic stuff. I really like the fundamentals of the law of attraction. So that's what I've chosen. But for you guys, Abraham Hicks might be better. So I just wanted to share things I love about each teacher, each teaching, and I'm sharing with you guys in the hope that you will like my videos and hope you can benefit from it. And that's all I want to really say. That's all I really want to say for now. I hope you guys have liked this video. Please share, comment, like, and do whatever you want with the video that makes the algorithm favor me on YouTube. Thank you so much, and see you soon.